Welcome back to the Charged Up Show. In this episode, we were very fortunate to get the chance to talk to Jagger Davis, the DN for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Davis grew up in a small town in Texas where he found his love for football. Davis got the opportunity to play in the NFL for several seasons with the Huston Texans, the New England Patriots, and the Kansas City Chiefs before moving to the CFL, where he dominates the field. So far with his time in the CFL, Jagger has made 4 back-to-back Grey Cup appearances, 3 with Calgary and 1 with Hamilton. Without further ado, hope you enjoy this episode. Welcome back. We have a really special guest today, Jagger Davis, the DN for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. This is insane.
What's going on, people? How you doing?
We're doing well, yeah. We gotta start us off. We want to ask, how are you doing with COVID? And we know you're a really big family guy from some research and interviews we've had. So, have you been isolating with your family, or been with your family this whole time?
I have. I've really been able to just catch up with a lot of family because usually by this time, the season has started. So I pretty much always miss summer here. So this is my first time being able to spend my summer home, even though we're isolated, but still be able to be around the family. I know what I'm saying, catch up on times you usually miss out on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's especially a lot of our professional athletes that we've had on so far. They have the same kind of reasoning. It's hard being an athlete and have to travel everywhere and also try to find time for family. So it's really awesome that you're able to find that time right now.
It is. I mean, like I said, especially during given how our career is and how our schedule is, it's so hectic. It's so off the wall. We always have to travel here, travel there, and especially with playing in Canada. I'm gone for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
I might catch a bye week here, a bye week there, but that's half a year that's always devoted to my passion and love for the game. And I have a small window, 6 months, to try to fit in all my family and friends, and it's never enough time.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's it like in Texas right now? We're assuming that's where you are, and is it pretty much all open there?
Yes. I'm here in Houston, everything is basically open. Even when everything gets shut down, the biggest things that really shut down was salons, nail salons, hair salons, barbershops, restaurants pretty much stayed open. They just closed down the dining in. Everybody can just deliver and take out. But for the most part, everything pretty much stayed open.
Cool. Now, I have to ask, it might be a stupid question, but is Whataburger open? How is that up here in Canada? We don't have anything, but
Whataburger is open 24/7, man. It's my favorite, so I've been hitting Whataburger as much as possible.
We were doing some research before this on the Tiger Cats 10 question, and it was the one was what's your favorite cheat meal, and we got it from there. It was pretty cool.
Most definitely is, man.
Yeah. Now, having played in multiple Grey Cups, how do you, not trying to jump right into it, but how do you feel about the last appearance? I guess it's still pretty fresh. Everyone was watching. It was really cool. But what are your thoughts on that afterwards?
It was a great experience for the team. It's me being blessed to go to 4 Grey Cups in a row is it's kind of routine for me. But being able to go and experience it with a new team, a new group of guys, a new group of brothers, it's something that we needed. I mean, we wasn't ready for the big dance. Physically we were, but mentally we wasn't prepared for what was going to be needed to come out there and win the game. I mean, yeah, everybody saw the game. Winnipeg was just more mentally prepared. It was locked in, it was focused, and they executed their game plan on every level. Where we was just a step behind and out of place and misreading gaps and misreading coverages, and it showed. I mean, they executed, and the best team won that day. Even though we might have had the best record going into the game, but the best team showed up and played and won the game.
Nate and I we're football guys as well. We play locally here, but we can understand that the game of football it gets at points of, and the point of time as in a championship game and all of that, it gets really down to how the game is a mental game. And when you make a mistake, it's really how you get back through that and all of that. So and especially with the Grey Cup, that's on a bigger scale that none of us could understand, but like we could definitely see the mental side of that as well.
It is. It's a thing where you really have to really focus in, because like for me, I treat it just like it's another game, even though it's the biggest, it's the championship game, it's the Grey Cup, but like how I approach every game like it's the most important game. So every game holds that type of level of significance to it, because it's pretty much win and go home. And especially when you get to the final game, it's definitely win and go home. Like it's for all the marbles. And I just felt like we wasn't prepared. We wasn't ready mentally, and we didn't take the necessary steps and precautions to get ourselves mentally locked in, because we went in with the mindset, oh, we'll beat this team twice. We're the better team. They're just going to push over, lay over for us. This is a cakewalk. And it was the complete opposite. They went in like they was the better team, like we was the pushover, and it showed.
I think this is pretty cool. It's a full circle. Almost our first guest ever on the podcast was John Peely, and he was third string quarterback for University of Waterloo here. And him and his dad are like diehard Ticats fans. They actually flew out to watch the Grey Cup. So that's so cool now that we're having one of the star players on. It's almost a full circle. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. So going on, like kind of jumping back, how was playing football in Texas? Like how was the culture back there? And
growing up, yeah.
We can't even imagine.
Honestly, it was like it's one of those things like you really have to see to believe. Like me being from a small town, football in Texas is God. Like you can't do no wrong.
Right.
You the star player, the whole town loves you. And like I remember Friday night lights, the town shut down at 5 o'clock because everybody's going to the game. The stands are packed. Like we used to have like my small town of Crocker, Texas. Like we was pretty much the rival of every team we played. So we always used to have multiple police officers coming in from different counties to just supervise and police our games, because it was always a big hoopla. It's always riots. It's always fights. Like I used to, like one of our big time fans was, we called him Bulldog Frog because we were the Bulldogs, and he would take his game check, his work check, and bet on the team every week. He'd come up to us like, hey, you know, I got the house note on y'all this week, so I need y'all to pull it out. And it was just, I would laugh, but he was so serious, he'd laugh it off. But just being able to go, like the crowds that we have at CFL games now, like experience or think about having that type of crowd at a high school game.
Yeah.
Or like the championship games here, like the state championships here, you can easily expect 50, 60,000 people at those games.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So, but in some of those places, like it's some stadiums, high school stadiums, that look better than CFL stadiums, so they look better than NFL stadiums, and better than college stadiums, like to that magnitude. And you just, football is everything. It's like when you play football or sports period in Texas, football just overrides everything, and everybody loves it.
Yeah, it's like a different breed down there. Like people just live and breathe football. Like, I mean, up here in Canada, like it's more hockey, but like you have the certain, you know, types of cities that, you know, are big football fans. But it's crazy. Like, you know, you go to the States and it's just, that's all they talk about, you know.
Yeah, and it's crazy because like even like the facilities are state of the art. Like I've been in certain like high school facilities, they were better than college facilities. Excuse me. And uniforms, like you name it, like they don't cut no expense for the football program. Like especially if you like one of the premier football teams or football programs. Oh yeah, everything is state of the art. Everything is chartered buses, this, that, and the third. So it's cool, man.
That's really cool to hear. Because we obviously don't get to experience that. Like football here is just kind of just another sport when, like you said, down in the States, it's everything. But Did you have a personal favorite team growing up, or a personal like a favorite role model, or someone you looked up to in the football realm?
My favorite team growing up was the 49ers.
Oh,
But
that's ours
Oh,
too. Yeah.
but
Mhm.
my favorite player was always Lawrence Taylor.
Wow, great player. Yeah, that's awesome to hear. That's pretty cool. Tough loss for the Super Bowl, but I mean, we were all
Yeah,
crying. We'll get it
yeah,
come.
yeah. It was one of those things where like just one play here, one play there could have changed the whole
Hmm.
game. But me, given that I played in four great cups, I've been in a situation 3 times where we just or play out or play away and play here. So I'm saying it's a great learning experience, and I know with the great coach they have, the players on staff and the whole organization, like they have everybody in place to keep the guys morale high and keep the guys locked in, even more focused. So go back, they will go back, and you know what I'm saying, they'll be able to be mentally locked in to make that one play to change the game.
Yeah,
now
definitely.
how does your like I don't know what the right word is, but obviously like you said, you cheer for San Fran your whole life or growing up, and how does that change as when you did play in the NFL for a while, now you're in the CFL? Are you still cheering for certain teams, or do you not care really?
For me, I really gravitated to teams that had great defenses. So like, cause since I played defense, like I always had the utmost respect for teams that had a great defense, because just a team that had a great team overall period, because I understand what goes into, you know what I'm saying, making that team work. And like it's like a machine. Like every person has an intricate part to play and make sure the machine runs great and runs well. And if one piece is not working along with everybody else, then everything falls apart. So just knowing what it takes and what the devotion, what sacrifices each and every guy has to make for the greater good of the team, I always had a almost respect for that. So growing up, I was like as I got older, I became a fan of like the Steelers, the Ravens. I was a fan of excuse me, the 49ers. I usually always had a great defense anyway. A fan of the Patriots, and I just so happened going to play for the Patriots. I was a fan of the Texans. I just naturally gravitated to teams that had those type of great defenses, and I was wanting to be a part of something like that.
Now you got to play for college. You went to SMU. Why did you choose to go there? And obviously you did really well there, but what made you want to go there?
Um, for me, I wanted, because I have a daughter, and I had her when I was in high school. So, like I said, y'all, as I know, family is big for me. So Dallas was only like 2.5 hours away from my hometown, and I wanted to be able to be far enough, but at the same time close enough to where if I need to go home, I can get home, and just to be there for my mom, my sister, my daughter, my nieces and nephews. And it's also close enough to my mom is my biggest fan, so I know she always came to my game no matter we played in Dallas or we played in Florida. She was driving to the game, so as you know what I'm saying, it was just close enough, and it's like the perfect fit. And on top of that, Coach Jones, like when he came into my house and spoke to me and my mother, you know what I'm saying, it felt like family. And that was like one of the big pushing points for me. Not only that SMU is a great academic school, but they made it feel like I was walking into another family. So that's what really sealed the deal.
That's really humble. That's really cool to hear. Um, I think this is something we all really want to get into, but how was it like getting into the NFL? Like what was your experience? Like you played for Houston first, then New England and Kansas City, and like how are you able to put that into words how cool it was getting that experience?
Um, it's surreal, honestly, because like as growing up as a kid, like when you like second grade, I remember like yesterday, my teacher goes around the room asking everybody what they want to be when they grow up, like what you want to do. So she was asking everybody like, tell me what you want to be, and she got to me, and I said, I'm going to be I'm gonna play in the NFL. I'm gonna be an NFL player. She's like, no, you're supposed to say I want to be. I told her like, no, I said it correctly. I'm going to be in the NFL. And she's like, okay, good. I like your enthusiasm. And just to finally get that phone call on on draft day, you know what I'm saying, and going as an unrestricted free agent. I mean, it was surreal. Like it was like all my dreams come true. Like when I finally got that phone call, like I broke down crying. Like my mom threw this big, like like pretty much crawfish seafood boil in the park. Yeah, like a lot of my hometown family and friends came out and just celebrated with me. It's like for everything all the sacrifices I made growing up from junior high, walking back and forth across town, working out every day to standing after school to get an extra workout in, to the film study, to all the sacrifices, missing hanging out with friends, and you know what I'm saying, just to see all that finally pay off, to hear my name and hear that NFL team wanted me, and then just to play for these great organizations and get to learn and experience, you know what I'm saying, one of the hardest things ever to do, you know what I'm saying, is make it to the NFL and to stick and to play or to even put on the jersey. Like I couldn't imagine nothing better than that.
How much do you think you learned as and grew as a player from making it pro? Like, did they try and break you as a player in a way to see if you got what it takes, or but did you learn a lot along the way as well?
I've learned I learned so much. Just being, I'm saying, like I was blessed for having great coaches, but not only coaches but great mentors, who also just have my coaches along the way from high school to college to, you know what I'm saying, even when I got to the NFL. Like I learned so much playing with the Texans, like having been able to talk to Jonathan Joseph, Andre Johnson from the Texans, like who really, you know what I'm saying, helped me grow me. And then for leave from there to go to the Patriots and, you know what I'm saying, be able to watch Brady and, you know what I'm saying, learn from him, learn how to be a professional, talking with Mayo, with Hightower, with Vince Wilfork every day. You know what I'm saying? Them just taking me under their wing and just growing me and showing me how to be a professional, how to study film, how to, you know what I'm saying, lock in on those small things that turn into what I'm saying, what makes the biggest difference in becoming, you know what I'm saying, and winning and losing games, and just every place I was able to go to and experience and learn, and you know what I'm saying, just really work. Like when I went to the Texans, not to the Texans, but I went to the Patriots, like that first month and a half was hell for me, because like I don't know if y'all know, but they have a weight requirement, so they don't want you to weigh over a certain amount. So
Right.
when I left the Texans, I was like 248, almost 250. When I got to the Patriots, they wanted me at like 235, 232.
Oof.
And they were like, well, look, and if we don't meet your weight requirement, you get fined. And
Wow.
like, yeah, you get fined per pound. So I think at the time, you get fined like $500-$600 per pound.
Wow,
Wow.
that's
Yeah,
bizarre. What the?
yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So it was one of, so my mindset, I'm like, I'm a rookie, and I'm undrafted. I don't have no money like that just to be given,
Mhm.
paying for no fine. So like like I said, that first month and a half was pretty much torture for me, because they had me work out, come in like 6 a.m. for a workout before meetings. I had to stay after practice, do another workout. Then I had to stay after the last meeting for another hour and do more cardio and workout, just because they wanted me to drop the weight and, you know what I'm saying, drop my body fat and like everything. Like it's so funny because the first day I did it, I went back to my hotel room. I passed out by 7 o'clock, and I didn't wake up till 6 the next morning. And I had to do this 6 days a week, but it helped mold me and help me understand, like, this is what it takes if you want to succeed and be successful in the NFL. Like, these are the type of sacrifices and devotion you have to have to stick, and like that's what I did.
Do you feel like that also helped you develop as a person, like to learn discipline and like have more passion and dedication for what you want to do?
Oh, most definitely, it really made me have like I always loved and respected the game, but you know what I'm saying, going through that, knowing this is, you know what I'm saying, experiencing it firsthand. Like you always hear about it, but to experience it firsthand, it really made me grow a newfound respect and love and admiration for the game and for everybody who plays the game and everybody that, you know what I'm saying, makes it to that level or any pro level, no matter if it's NFL, CFL, semi-pro. Like it's a devotion and sacrifice you have to be put in to make it to that level. And most definitely paid so much for me just to understand like what guys go through. Everybody walks is different. Everybody go through different things, but just to understand from my point of view, like I definitely commend it, and I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then just a question too is, what was your? We're gonna talk about this for the CFL too, but what was your adjustment to the lifestyle? I think it's super interesting for us and for all our listeners to hear. How is just adjusting to the NFL lifestyle? Like what is your lifestyle like?
Man, the NFL lifestyle was a big adjustment, really. Especially coming from college, not getting paid to do what you love. To now, every week I can go pick up this check with my name on it, with X amount of dollars on it. I can go deposit in my account. Like I can do what I want. Then, especially being okay, I can go out with the fellas, and everything shuts down for us. Everybody's looking for us. We pretty much have the keys to the city, so to speak, to go where we want, eat where we want. You know what I'm saying? People just, it was like pretty much how the best way to explain it. You know, you watch movies and you see entourages, you are like, okay, I heard she can come. No, she can't, but she can come.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have this roped off and section off. And, you know what I'm saying? And I saw it firsthand. I'm like, oh, it's really like that. I only thought stuff like that happen in movies, but it was really like that, and it was just crazy to see how much people love football when it came to the NFL players. And like you used to see bizarre fans standing out there in the cold waiting for the Patriots games. Like they're out there 2-3 days in advance just camping out waiting. I mean, it's a blizzard out there and they still out there. So it was crazy to know like they're out there for us. You know what I'm saying? Like you sacrifice your health, so to speak, just to be out there to watch us and to be you're that devoted of a fan. So it was cool, man.
Yeah, that's a pretty unreal experience. But I think kind of segueing kind of towards the present was, how did you kind of like find out or like transfer to the CFL? Like, did you get an offer and kind of felt like it was like a good decision for you, or?
Man, the crazy part about that, I'll tell you that story about that. Like, Saskatchewan actually had my rights when I was first coming out. And like my agent told me about it. I'm like, cool. Or like, well, I go do their little mini camp that they have down there in Florida or whatnot. Not a problem. So I go meet Chris Jones for the first time. And I'm not no disrespect. It's 300 guys there. So I'm one of many. So I'm all about equal opportunity. So he broke everybody up. Like that's when I first I'll be playing the end, because my whole mindset, I'm coming to play linebacker. Cool. That's how that's how the NFL had me playing, was inside. So when I found out I was going to get the pass rush again, I'm like, all right, cool. So they break us everybody up in groups. So I go to the group. It's like 30 DNs and D linemen. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, all right, well, I want everybody to give. So the first day only went like twice because everybody had to rotate in.
Right.
So that afternoon, we in meeting. Chris Jones like, we got guys out here that like they don't want to be here. They're only taking 2 reps, you know. And he's looking at me the whole time he's saying that. I'm like, okay, cool, not a problem. So the next day, break up into individuals. We did one-on-ones the whole time. So I jumped it out. Beat the first guy, come back. I tell him, nah, move out the way. Beat the guard, come back, now move out the way. I beat the center, come back, move out the way. Beat the other guard, come back, move out the way. Beat the other tackle, come back, and go back down the line. Every time I beat him, I'm just staring Coach Jones in the face. And he just standing there looking at me like, After I finished, after I beat everybody down and back, I just looked at him. Anything else you want to see? He's like, okay, cool, not a problem. So
That's
that
cool.
night, he's like, yeah, I think you'll be a great fit for us. Like, what do you think? I like, and that's the thing. Coach Jones doesn't like people to tell him no. And I like right now, I'm just still trying to wait for, you know what I'm saying, NFL opportunities. But if they come through, then yeah, if that doesn't happen, I will sign. So he took it as a slap in the face. He pulled my contract. So I ended up switching agents, and he got me a new. He pretty much got me a new contract, but it was a horrible one. So he ended up getting Coach Jones to trade my rights to Calgary,
Oh, okay.
and that's how I ended up ending in Calgary. And like my D coordinator at the time, Coach Clay Brooks, was telling me like Chris Jones was calling every week trying to trade for me back, but they didn't want to let me go.
It's definitely interesting how political football gets too in terms of like rights over players and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a lot of the time people don't get to hear or see that side of athletics and sports. So it's cool to
Mm-hmm.
have your opinion on what happened in your view, right?
Oh, most definitely.
Um Now, having like coaches and teammates are a huge part of the game of football. Is there anyone that really stands out or greatly influenced your game that you could share?
Mm. Coach that really influenced my game was at any level or just
Any
Any
level.
level, yeah. Probably just the person that stands out the most to you.
We'll give a shout out.
person that stands out to me would have to be probably Coach Herring. He was my position coach in college, Coach Joe Herring.
Okay.
And he came in my sophomore year, and he's like, he's in the Hall of Fame in Pennsylvania. They've been coaching forever. Him and Coach Jones were great friends, and he really made me open my eyes. But like at the time, like I was just like a young college kid, not really knowing. I just I played football well, but he really made me start to mature and view the game in a more respectful manner. Take it seriously, do my film study, and it really made me lock in. Like he humbled me at the same time because he made me feel like if you go to the league now, like you won't make it because you're not mentally prepared to understand how the game is played, and what it takes to be a professional. And like without him, I definitely wouldn't have made it because he definitely kept me locked in. He kept me, you know what I'm saying, from going out the edge at points in time, and I owe everything to him.
I think we touched on it now, and I think it's perfect time to transition into the CFL, obviously, and that's where you are now. And there's kind of two questions in that. Take your time with them, but what was it like transitioning on the field, and obviously bigger field and a bit different way of the game's played, 3 downs obviously, and then off the field, right? We talked about the luxurious NFL lifestyle. We're no way we're gonna bash the CFL, but it's not the same. And what was it like in those two aspects transitioning?
The on the field, it was a minor adjustment for me. For the simple fact, like I'm a yard off the ball. I'm not just right there in the guy's face. So it's just like the first and foremost was getting your timing down, knowing that the game is a whole lot faster. Like the play clock is 20 seconds, or in the NFL it's 40 seconds. So, and for me, it was just kind of like college again. So, like we used to play against the Cougars, like Huston Cougars, and that's when they was putting up 50, 60 points a game. They were putting up over 120 plays a game, and every play was being snapped within 10, 15 seconds. So it just reminded me of that. So it wasn't hard adjusting to a play being snapped every 10 to 15 seconds. But it was just the little nuances in the game to where the field being 15 yards wider. And for me, it was like, okay, cool, I just got to run just a little bit longer. But outside of that, like besides, you know what I'm saying, they can pretty much challenge every play on the field. The halo around the punt returners was new to me. The waggle motion was new to me, but for me, at the end of the day, it was lining up and playing football. And it was just, for me, I made it as simple as see ball, get ball.
Mm-hmm.
Understand the play call, understand, and just really learning and knowing the players you're playing with and playing around. And that's what really helped me, advance and learn my game. And to the second question, the off the field, it was a adjustment for the simple fact of, like, in the NFL, like, we have a full work day. So we there from 6, 7 in the morning to 5, 6, 7 in the afternoon. Whereas in the CFL, I'm in at 9, 8, 9. I'm done by 1:30. So I have the whole rest of the day. So that was like the biggest adjustment, because, like, I'm not gonna lie, the first time we had a meeting after we finished practicing everything, I finished. I showered, went back to the meeting. I was in the meeting for like 30 minutes, waiting for everybody to come back. and one of my coaches came and like, "What you doing here?" I'm like, "I'm waiting on the meeting. Like, we done for today." I'm like, "You for real?" I'm thinking that it's a prank. I'm a rookie here now, so I'm thinking they pranking me. Like, no, we really done. So just that was like one of the biggest adjustments. Like, dang, I have so much more free time to myself. So it was like a real big advantage, like, knowing that I have more time to myself to vote to, you know what I'm saying? Just being outside of, okay, I can talk to my family more, I can talk to friends, or since I'm in a new country, I can, you know what I'm saying, go out and experience a new city, experience a new culture, and interact and mingle with people that I've never had a chance of seeing or being around. So, like, for me, it had its pros and cons. Like, the money aspect was, I mean, everybody knows it's a big gap in between those two. But for me, it was just, I've always been frugal with my money. So it's not like I just go out here blowing money, splurge, and buying this, buying that. So I always just managed my money so where it really didn't bother.
It definitely displays the difference between, like, football in America and football Canada, just from what you said there. Like, even the meetings wise, like, you know, like, where football's everything in the States, the work day is all day, and here, where it's not as much as your day. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna ask, as you said, like, you're from Texas. Like, I'm assuming you didn't know much about Canada at all. Have you got any opportunities? This is completely off topic of football, to like experience Canada, like British Columbia and the really nice places out there. Have you got any chances to do that?
A little bit. Like, when we travel to games, like, we really have, like, some time to ourselves. So I usually like to get out with a couple of guys, and, you know what I'm saying, just walk the city. Like, Vancouver is a very beautiful city. Like, we used to walk down throughout the city, and pretty much did it in just about every city we played in, just to really experience it. Like, Montreal is beautiful. Like, I love all the stone buildings, and all the outdated buildings and fixtures, and going to Ottawa and just experiencing, like, a compact city, everything right there. And Toronto, Regina was more of a very laid back, chill.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not much there, but the team, but just experiencing. For me, it's like, it has like a country feel to it. Like, and so it's like what I grew up in. So everything felt cool.
Have you ever been able to see a hockey game in Calgary or Edmonton?
Yes, I actually went to a few Calgary Flames games, and and it was cool, man. I really enjoyed it. I actually was able to go see Seymour pro game in Hamilton when I was there.
Oh, cool. Oh yeah, okay. That's pretty cool too. We'll jump back into football. You guys want to fire away?
Yeah, well, I mean, you just mentioned Hamilton. How was how did you like the city? You know, like, I mean, you started off in Calgary, and I'm sure we'll probably get into the Grey Cup later on. But how was your kind of adjustment to Hamilton and stuff like that?
Hamilton, for me, really wasn't a big adjustment. I mean, it was the city of Hamilton is a blue collar city. Like, they're hard workers. They're diehard fans, very diehard fans. They love their team through and through. And I learned that we're playing against them all the time. Then when I signed there, like, all the love and from all the fans I was receiving before I even laced up a pair of cleats or put on that great black and gold. It was just it felt like I could say it maybe felt like home. And not me making my decision, it's hard because Calgary was home for me for 3 years, and for me, they made it a lot easier. Felt like I was leaving one family to come to another, and like it was a easy transition, honestly.
Yeah, that's great to hear. That's awesome.
And clearly being a leader on the defense, it definitely shows. But how have you seen your growth in that position, and how do you kind of deal with being a leader off the field as well?
It's it's funny you asked it because for me, like I always been a lead by example. Like I'm not no super vocal person. Like I can be if need be, but I always let my play speak for itself. And I always, if I sing, okay, here's a place where I feel I can input my 2 cents, or I see this guy morale coming down. Let me come give him a little pep talk, and that's really where I felt my game really took off since our rookie year to now. Like I'm actually more vocal on the field, more vocal talking with guys out the field, just you know what I'm saying, letting them know like, look, it's kind of the way because I'm the old head in the on the team now. So and it's funny because it's like it seemed like just yesterday, Vince was the old guy or and stuff like that. So to go from that to now, I'm the one everybody looks up to and looks for leadership, and it's cool. It's like I look at it as a respect factor, and I appreciate it that they see me in that light to where they feel they can turn to me. And for me, I always try to lead by example and show the guys like this the kind of the path you kind of need to take to have a prolonged career in the CFL or as a professional period.
Yeah, that's a pretty wise answer. That's great to hear. And I know, I mean, I'm sure people are dying to hear. How was your experiences? I mean, you played in multiple Grey Cups. Kind of run us through like the emotion, or like first you won it in Calgary and you played obviously in Hamilton. How was that?
Oh man, it's a great feeling. Just to know, like I said, the season starts way back in June. You report in May, and like all the hard work you put in all year is to get to the Grey Cup. And the fact that I've been blessed to play on 4 Grey Cup teams, all back to back to back. It's something most guys, you know what I'm saying, only dream about making to one, and to being able to be a part of so many great dynamic teams, and just to get to that point of like we're on the big stage, we're here to play for all the marbles, and just to be there. Period. I've lost it 3 times, and I wouldn't change nothing about it. Honestly, just because it helped mold me, it helped groom me, it helped make me into the person and player I am today, to where I can give back to the younger players. So when they get there, like I can help them. Like, look, this what's going to happen. This what you will feel, and you know what I'm saying, pretty much give them a play by play what type of emotions and what kind of roller coaster ride you about to go through in this game. It's gonna be highs and lows. It's gonna be times where we might not be clicking, or it's gonna be time when the offense might not be clicking. But at the end of the day, we're all in this together, and for us to get, you know what I'm saying, be able to host up the Grey Cup, like we're going to, you know what I'm saying, we got to hold together.
Sure.
Now, I was really lucky enough to go to one Grey Cup, and the experience was just I can't imagine playing in it, but like just seeing it and watching it was such an unreal experience. But what's kind of like the behind the scenes aspect? Like, what's the locker rooms like? Is it really kind of focused and tense in the locker rooms, or are you more of like Is it more like rowdy?
It depends. I mean, I've been in both. Honestly, it's because you gotta understand, like you got your guys who some of them just like to get ready, get amped up for the game. You have the other guys who just like to be calm, collected, and just lock in and focus in. Or for me, I'm literally right in the middle. I just be everybody like, what's wrong? Like I be laughing the whole time. Like I'm always in a good mood, so I'm always laughing and cutting up and joking. or whatnot. And if you see me on the field, I'm doing the same thing. I'm always got a smile on my face, and just because I'm in a great mood, I'm doing what I love to do. So I always want to, because for me, laughter is one of the best things ever to calm somebody's nerves, and then for me, if I know God see me laughing, like, okay, if he's calm, I can be calm too. So, you know what I'm saying? It's not that big of a deal. So I understand people pay attention and feed off your energy and feed off your vibe. So I just try to spread that and make it infectious to the whole team. So
that's great. Yeah, definitely.
And like the question I've been dying to get to here is, what was obviously your monster season last year? What was the difference? Like, you 13 sacks, right? That's and 54 tackles. That's all. That's a unreal season. Like, what was the difference? You had some consistent seasons before, but you clearly made a jump this season.
Honestly, that's a great question. Honestly, it's I go out there and play the game the same way. I leave it all out on the field, and I would just put into some situations where I was able to make a few more plays here, a few more plays there. I was able to get to the quarterback a little bit more. But, I mean, like I said, any game can be a great game. Any game can be a bad game. It just, I try to stay even keel and be consistent, because everything is all about your preparation. And sometimes when you're a key focal guy, like it says, so like my teammates always plays a big part in that. Like I've always been fortunate to play with some of the best D lines in the CFL since I've been there. Like I've had Charleston Hughes on the opposite side of me. I had Cordero Law on the other side of me. I had Michael Johnson beside me. I had Junior Turner beside me for 3 years. Then I come over to Hamilton. I got Big Ted Laurent beside me. I got Adrian Tracy beside me. I got Dylan Weir beside me. I got Lonzo Malden. I got Julian Hauser. I had Connor McGuff. I mean, I had Jamal Westerman. Like, these are all top-tier guys. And to know you have these type of guys lining up beside you, like, it makes your job so much easier. So it just, you know what I'm saying, a couple play calls here and there, it just helped me put up the numbers I had. Like, without them, I definitely wouldn't have had the numbers I put up.
And then my last question, then I'll let Nate and Keith wrap it up, is what's behind the celly, the cut? I like it, but what's behind it?
Honestly, it actually came from my cousin who was playing in CFL for a while. Right before, when I got up here, like, we would play with each other together in Calgary. His name was Taylor Reed, and like, we got to come up with a celebration. So every time we make a play, you know what I'm saying, this would be our celebration, and this will happen. We're seeing this dance or whatnot that just came out at the time, and had a long routine to, like, where we got to take the best part we like out of it, and just so happened it was that part of it. Yeah. So we just took that and ran with it. And
no, it's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah. And honestly, it just stuck. Honestly, like, we were like, whoever makes the first play, that's who's gonna hit it. Or we out there together, we're gonna hit it. And it just stuck.
That's awesome.
Now, yeah, kind of wrapping it up now, but seeing that you're involved in a lot of other things too, like, you have a little shout out to your training camp as well. Like, we've seen that you like to help be a mentor for younger athletes as well. Yeah. Now, what drives you to do that? Like, what makes, or what do you benefit from doing that?
I say for me, it's big, because I love, like, trying to give back and help out the younger generation, and because I'm in the process of really trying to start my own, like, little big brother, big sister program for kids, for the simple fact of this day and age. Like, the biggest, like, difference is the parents are trying to communicate and send out a message to the kids, but the kids is not. They're not giving it to them in a sense to where they can understand and correlate it to their day and age. And, like, the message is still the same, it's just the terminology is different. And for me, I always want to come and try to be that bridge and gap. Because just think about it. We've all been there where, man, my mom and my dad telling me something, I ain't trying to hear. They're always trying to harp on it. Whereas someone that you kind of look is closer to your age and your not I wouldn't say peer, but someone that's, you know what I'm saying, that in the know can correlate the message in a more manner where, I understand that this, so this is what your mom was trying to say. You know what I'm saying? This is what your dad was trying to come across at. I'm like, oh, well, why they didn't say that? Because they ain't know how to articulate it to a manner where you'll understand it and be able to, you know what I'm saying, add it, you know what I'm saying, correlate to what you're going through now, what you're experiencing. And more so, I think about it, we all have been through that time where I couldn't go to my mom and talk to her about anything. I couldn't go to my dad and talk to her about anything. But I had a big cousin or a big brother or a big sister who I can like go to, you know what I'm saying, just talk to, like, this is what's going on, this is what's bothering me, this is what I'm going through and facing in school, outside of school, mentally, physically, you know what I'm saying? Just everybody needs that type of person. For me, I had that. I looked up to have a big brother. I had older cousins, or older friends that I could turn to. You know what I'm saying? Because with no judgment, like we're not judging you, not saying no, making you seem like this type of person. Like, we're here for you and only you, and everybody needs that type of person. So,
yeah, that's the truth of it. It's great to have someone to look up to, someone to kind of get you on your wing and on the right track and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good note to end on. I don't know if you guys have any other questions, like last minute.
Yeah, kind of very last question, but looking into the future, what are your goals, or do you have any like secrets, or not secrets, but anything you want to tell anyone of like that you're working on? I know you have a little clothing or shoe brand or something, Chant 56, which is really epic, but
yes, I have a lot more like clothing line, that apparel that will be dropping here within the next few weeks, and I also have a couple of surprise like shoe colorways and shoe designs that will be dropping as well. That's coming up. It's going, you know what I'm saying. One of them gonna pertain solely dedicated to the Hamilton Tiger Cats colorway. Another one going, you know what I'm saying, come up about, gonna be like a couple of surprises, but it's gonna be good, man. It got me and my family has got a lot of things up our sleeve that's gonna help this give back, this not only to the fans, but to show our appreciation for them.
That's awesome. Yeah.
We'll definitely post the link and all that in the description and the videos. But yeah, we really appreciate you coming on. This has been a really amazing experience for all of us to hear the life of a pro athlete in the football side of things.
Oh, man, appreciate y'all for even, taking the time out and just asking me to be on here. Like, I greatly appreciate it. Like, anytime, I definitely come back and do it again if you need me. And just, I appreciate it. Like, just to give me this opportunity to share some of the things I experienced and being a pro.
Thank you again.
That's awesome. Yeah. Hopefully we get up to a Ticats game soon. Hopefully, once this COVID gets under wrap, I'm sure we'll all be out.
We'll be cheering for you.
Make sure y'all do, and y'all just come down and holler at me, man. We'll chop it up, take a picture or something.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be amazing.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Have a great day.
Y'all too, man. Y'all take it easy.
You as well.
Thanks.